Congratulations on your promotion to captain. In your refurbished Star Cruiser, lead a team of eager yet inexperienced crew members on a journey of exploration and discovery.
You can boldly go where no one has gone before in Starship Captains. Thank you for joining us at Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Melissa Delp.
And I'm Kevin Delp. Starship Captains is an action selection worker placement-ish game for 1 to 4 players that takes about 1.5 to 2 hours to play.
It's designed by Peter Hofgaard and published by CGE. They sent us this copy to review. We'll give a quick overview of the gameplay and then share our experiences and opinions.
Now, we'd love for you to like this video. It really does help out the channel so we can continue to put out content for you.
You start out with a refurbished cruiser, some crew, and a set of promotion rings. And don't worry about the damage, it just adds to the character of your ship.
The main game board has spaces for missions, stations, numbers, and pesky pirates. There are also 3 different faction tracks.
Here's a quick overview of the game. There are 4 rounds where players take multiple turns either completing missions or activating rooms to move their ship, repair it, fight pirates, or get tech cards. When you can't or don't want to do either of those 2 things, you pass. After everyone passes, the round ends. At the end of 4 rounds, whoever has the most points wins.
Let's engage the ship's sensor arrays and prepare for a deep space exploration of a player's turn. Your ship is full of crew, some in the queue, and some that are ready to be used in your ready room. One way to use them is by placing 1 crew member on a matching colored room and activating it. The gray room can be activated by any crew member, not just the gray cadets. After you take the action, your crew member joins the queue.
Another way to activate a room is by spending 2 artifacts that match the color you want to activate.
The basic rooms on your ship allow you to move your ship, fight pirates, gain a tech card, or repair damage. But you can get additional rooms by gaining some of the tech cards. The red, blue, and yellow colored cards can be activated with crew members.
The gray tech cards have abilities that trigger under specific circumstances, and the green cards grant points at the end of the game.
On your turn, instead of activating a room, you could complete a mission, which will get you points. If your ship is on a planet with a mission, you slot the card by your board and then assign a crew member to each line. If the crew member matches the color, you'll resolve that line. Androids are kind of like wilds and match any color for a mission.
It's really up to you to decide if you want to match the color or not, since not every line will give you things that are good for your strategy. Some even have a penalty, like damage, along with the benefit. After completing the mission, your crew slide up into the queue. Androids don't fit, though. They're a one-time use.
Pirates are a pretty big part of the game. They are all over the game board, and more will come out during pirate uprisings after a certain number of missions have been completed. When fighting pirates, you automatically defeat them and gain the benefit on the token, but you also gain a damage.
You'll continue to take turns until you decide to pass. Usually you do that when you run out of crew in your ready room. After everyone passes, the round is over.
After 4 rounds, you'll count up points to see who wins.
There's actually a lot more stuff going on in the game.
Yeah, like the faction tracks. There are 3 different tracks that you can go up that get you benefits along the way and points for the end of the game. There's also an event on each of the factions that could be activated. I really did enjoy this part of the game.
A part that I enjoy is the training and promotion of the crew. You can spend medals to make cadets into ensigns and ensigns into commanders. Commanders are designated by these white rings. What I like about commanders are their ability to do extra work, either activating 2 rooms, activating the same room again, or even resolving the same mission line again. Another option is for the commander to pull a subordinate, an ensign of the same color, from the queue into your ready room.
I think the queue is really interesting part of the game. You'll be moving crew to the queue as you use them, and then at the end of the round, the crew get pushed forward into the ready room. But not all of them. 3 stay back. So determining which crew you play in what order, I think is pretty important.
One thing I'm still learning to manage is my cargo hold and timing benefits. I want artifacts so I can activate more rooms, but sometimes I have to fight pirates to get the artifacts, and pirates give me a damage and a pirate token, so I'm often running out of space. Finding a way to make multiple repairs with one action or as a reward is super helpful for maximizing the space in your hold.
Another part of the game I enjoy are the tech cards. They allow you to do all sorts of things. I like that it allows players to sort of have asymmetric abilities during the game. Maybe a way to go up the faction tracks, repair damage, move your ship, and things like that.
I also like the bonuses on your tech board. If you can match the icons when you place a card, you'll get the indicated bonus. I'll admit that sometimes I ignore a tech card if it won't match any of the icons.
Starship Captains is a pretty thematic game, which has a clear nod to a popular sci-fi franchise, like Star Trek. The different colors for the ensigns show what each one is good at, and it makes the game easy to understand and play. There are even mission endings in the rulebook based on your score. So for example, you return to the home station to find the station overrun by small, furry, ball-shaped creatures. Well, at least it wasn't your fault this time.
Tribbles, anyone? So I am a Star Trek fan, and I enjoy the theme. So I was really excited to play Starship Captains. After my first game, though, I was a little disappointed. I thought, is this it? It seemed too simple. Use your workers, take actions, complete missions. But the more I've played it, the more I've come to appreciate the subtleties of the game. It's kind of like Lost Ruins of Arnak, where you're trying to elongate your rounds. You can find ways to squeeze out more turns by gaining rewards on the tracks, collecting artifacts, getting androids, buying the right tech cards, and completing certain missions. When you can pull all of those combos together, it's really satisfying.
Sometimes it's easy to set things up to take lots of actions, and sometimes it's not. So for example, you might need to complete a mission that takes 3 or 4 of your figures. That can make your round a little shorter that time. I really do like the use of the commanders on the missions to give me some big benefits.
So players who don't do well with building their engines and elongating their rounds will probably have to pass early and watch as other players continue taking their turns.
Yep.
I find this happens the most with new players who are just learning the game and haven't figured it out, all those ways to combo things together. So that is something to keep in mind with this game.
So let's move to the components. The different sculpts for the figures are okay. I wish the sculpts of the minis could be a little bit more defined. I think my favorite components are the starships. Not only the ones that you move around the board, but also the player boards that's in the shape of a starship.
Complexity-wise, I'd put this on the light side of medium. There are only 4 main action types you can take, with some variations. You do have to think through your management of crew and resources like artifacts, metals, pirates, and on the negative side, your damage. I found the rulebook was easy to read with lots of good illustrations. There are also player aids for each person with helpful info about turns, the rounds, and icons.
I've enjoyed my place of Starship Captains. Players can boldly go where no one has gone before. The game mechanic of action selection, along with the ability to manage and upgrade your crew and ship, add, I think, to its replayability. The challenge of exploring the ever-shifting galaxy and earning reputation with the 3 faction tracks makes for a really fun experience. I definitely recommend this game for anyone who loves space-type games and wants that simulation of commanding their own starship.
So Starship Captains did not make my top 10 of 2022, but it's definitely grown on me, and I think it's kind of close to the top 10.
All right, number 11.
So I'd be more than happy to play it if someone suggested it for game night. So, what are your favorite space-themed games? Race for the Galaxy, Pulsar 2849, Wormholes, Search for Planet X? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for joining us at Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Melissa Delp.
And I'm Kevin Delp. Starship Captains is an action selection worker placement game-ish for 1 to 4
Klingons, what?
1 to 4 Klingons.
Outtakes.